Today we are going to work with subtracting fractions that require regrouping. The example is 3 1/4 minus 1 3/5. The first thing we need to do is to drop the whole numbers down with this operational symbol and prepare the fractions to have a common denominator. So in order to do that, we have to find the least common multiple of 4 and the least common multiple of 5. If we skip count by 4, which are the multiples, it'll be 4, 8, 12, 16. The first couple multiples of 5 is 5, 10, 15, 20. I want to keep going until I find the least or the smallest one that they have in common. So I'll keep going with the 4, and the next one will be 20. This will be my least common multiple of 20. I use that 20 as my new denominator. So now I need to convert to find my numerators because I cannot just drop the 1 down and I cannot just drop the 3 down. So I need to think 4 times what factor gave me 20? It would be 5. So if I multiplied 5 times 4 to get 20, I have to multiply the 5 times 1 to get my new numerator, which is an equivalent fraction of 5/20. I do the exact same thing with the other fraction, the 3/5. 5 times 4 gives me 20. So 3 times 4 is going to get me my new numerator of 12. Now, all I do is prepare my fractions to subtract. But if you notice, the first numerator is smaller than the second numerator. That's just like saying 5 minus 12. Okay, you know you can't do that. And you cannot switch it and say, okay, I'm just going to do 12 minus 5. So this is where regrouping come in. So I'm going to take this first fraction. I'm going to move it on the side over here. Okay, 3 5/20. First, I'm going to take away 1 whole, and I'm going to be left with 2. That 1 whole that I took away, I need to put it on as a fraction using this denominator of 20. Because 20 over 20 equals 1 whole, and 1 plus 2 gives me 3. Now, to finish this process off, I need to combine my fractions. And I'll bring the whole number over. So I'm still left with 2 as a whole number. But 5/20 plus 20/20 is 25/20. That's what I'm going to use to transfer over here, which is 2 and 25/20. That is now going to allow me to subtract 1 and 12/20 from. Now my numerator is greater in the first fraction than the second fraction, and now I subtract like normal. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1 whole. 25/20 minus 12/20. Of course, we keep the denominator the same. One is adding or subtracting fractions. And if I subtract 25 minus 12, I'll get 13. I then need to see if I can reduce these or simplify by dividing by a factor that they have in common. And since 13 is a prime number and they have no other factor in common besides 1, the final answer to this problem is 1 13/20.